Hello, hello, it is Sunday, it's time for me to service you. Hello, how are we? Hello and welcome. Give me that like, give me that love, give me that share. It is so good to be back for Sunday service, the first Sunday service of 2023. How are we? Who's watching? Where are you watching me from? I can't actually see the bloody screen. There you go. Can you see me now? Can you hear me? Are you joining? I don't expect that many people to join. It's been a while since I've done Sunday service, so maybe people have fallen out of the habit of it. But here I am. It is the new year, and if I haven't said it to you, then I'm going to say it. And how long do you say it for? Who knows? But Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Welcome to today's Sunday service. The first Sunday service, it is the 8th of January 2023. And I have got some Sunday services, all anonymous, please. You're very welcome. They will be anonymous. And your Aunty Nelly's back at kitchen table. If you want one of your dilemmas read out on a Sunday service, please message the page. If you want the Nighttime Nelly, because it's a little bit sexy, a little bit over 18s, then please message the page. Give me that like, give me that love, give me that share. Let me know where you're watching from. It's always a delight to me after, when I'm uploading to other platforms, this video, to read through all your comments. If I don't see your comments now, I will see them when I'm reading through them after, so thank you. Okie dokie, how are we? We're fine. You can hear me, you can see me, I'm being told. That's great. Thank you for your love and support. It is so good to be back on Facebook as Aunty Nelly, an international agony aunt. Here I am. So if you're only just joining, you're not sure what I do, I open the inbox and somebody's watching from the Philippines. Hello and welcome. I open the inbox, I read out the first message, Dear Aunty Nelly, and I don't know what I'm going to read before I read it. So anything I do read, any answers I do give, all my advice is purely for entertainment purposes. If anybody comments on your comments with gift, prize, giveaway, you've won something, it's a scam, don't fall for it. This is the actual page for Aunty Nelly Uncensored. There are no other pages, so don't be following anyone else, it's a scam. So shall we get going? I think we should. Mum's just left the building. She was going to be joining me, but I thought I was going to surprise her and say, oh, we're going on Sunday service. She'd just come to see me after she'd been to actual service at church. And she said, I can't come on Sunday service. I'm going out for Jack's birthday. Jack is her neighbour. He's 99 and he's being taken out for lunch. So there we go. So Mum's going out for lunch with her neighbour and a couple of others. Okie dokie. Let's get going, shall we? Yes, I've waffled on for long enough. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm a new mum to a baby boy who is my pride and joy. I have a boyfriend of 3 years who is the only person I have ever been with. And I thought we were doing great as new parents, but also as partners. Okay, so you've got a baby boy. You've been together 3 years, okay. But he has asked me, out of nowhere, to do a paternity test. Is that a DNA? That's a DNA, isn't it? Just like that, it was completely out of the blue. Our son is literally the mirror image of him. I was stunned when he asked, is it a normal thing that everyone does? The man I love doesn't trust me. I have never ever given him reason to think not to trust me. I spoke to his mum, who is in utter disbelief. I'm in disbelief. Oh my God, it should be such a happy time. You brought this beautiful baby into the world, and he's like, you've no reason not to be trusted. And he's saying, can I have a DNA test? Anyway, you put, I'll do the test because I've nothing to hide. Once it's proven that he's the father, he is, I'm thinking of leaving the same day, because I can't be with somebody that doesn't trust me, and I'm going to be cooperative to co-parent. Am I being irrational? Thanks. I think he's being irrational. Have you had the conversation other than you've been in complete disbelief that he's asked for a DNA test? You've given no reason not to trust you. You've never been with anybody else. And you've had this beautiful baby boy. And you've been together for, did you say 3 years? 3 years. And all of a sudden he's questioning. I would be having a conversation and asking why. You've no, I'd say I've no problems, I've nothing to hide, it'll come back, it's your son, not a problem, but you'll pay for it because it's not coming out of our joint money, because I don't feel that I need to pay for something that is irrelevant. But absolutely you can have your DNA because I know that it'll come back as your son. But why, number one, why are you asking me? And number two, I need trust in a relationship. You obviously don't trust me. So I think once you've got your DNA test, which you will get, then I think we should talk about co-parenting, because I don't want to be with somebody that don't trust me. If it's come from absolutely nowhere, out of the blue, there's obvious reasons. I'm thinking they may not be obvious to you and they may not be obvious to viewers, but I'm thinking either he's looking for an excuse to make you leave, and that is a perfect one, isn't it? Because, wow, he's met somebody else is another excuse to get you to be mad at him to leave. Or somebody said something and it's going round and round in his head. But I would certainly have that conversation. Do I feel you're being irrational by saying I'm going to leave the same day and co-parent? Absolutely not. If you feel really strongly about it. Is he very well? What is happening with him? Is he thinking straight? I'd have that conversation, but believe me, if he doesn't trust you, there will be a reason as to why, if nothing's changed. Somebody's said something, he's seen somebody, or he just wants rid, and the only way he can do that is by doing something that's going to really throw this relationship into disarray when you thought everything was fine. So I'd have that conversation, but I don't think you're being irrational by not wanting to be in a relationship where there's no trust, because I always say if there's no trust, there's no relationship. Moving on. Dear Aunty Nelly, we have grown-up children and grandchildren. My husband and I are like chalk and cheese, totally opposite. I've tried so many times to bring us closer, asked to do joint things. It's not worked. I've stayed because of the children, but these last few years, and especially at Christmas, it's proved to me that I am so unhappy. He's a good man and he's always provided, but we don't talk anymore. And there's lies the problem. We live completely separate lives. We only came together over the Christmas holidays for the family. I've been married for 53 years and we only speak when necessary. What do I do? I don't think it's any different how many years you've been married to having children and grandchildren than it would be if you'd only got married 11 months ago. If you're not speaking with your partner and you're not a team and you don't feel like you've got anything in common, I mean, you do compromise. One might like golf and the other one might like cricket, whatever it may be. You know, you compromise with each other, but it's about spending quality time with your partner. Otherwise, it's about wanting to be with somebody, holding the hand and, you know, having a partner in crime in a sense. And if you haven't got that, then what have you got? You're living like brother and sister. Are you quite happy to live in the house for the rest of your days in this relationship? If you're not, and you're missing that partner, things you do with a partner, go out for walks, go out for meals, go to the pictures, have a laugh and a joke, have that little bit of intimacy, then it's time to let go and let him go off and do what he wants to do and you crack on with what you want to do, because it's all right saying you're together for the children and then grandchildren come along and before you know it, you're unhappy for a month, you're unhappy for a year, you're unhappy for 10 years. Life is passing you by. As I'm doing this live, life is passing us by. We don't know if tomorrow's promised to anybody who's watching or to me. Life is very precious. So if you don't feel happy in your life, the only person that can change that is you. And as you said, you've tried to get mutual hobbies, you've tried to do things, he's not interested, he's checked out. So now you need to ask yourself the question, I'm ready to check out. What are you scared of? What's stopping you? Why have the months gone to years? So get that fear away. Have a think about what it is that you want to do ongoing. Tell your children, tell your grandchildren, tell your husband, and get on with it, because life is for the living. And it, you know, as good as he's been as a provider and as good as a man that he's been, he's no longer ticking your boxes. And I know you've been married for 53 years, but sounds like there's still life in the old dog yet. So get out there, yeah, go and get yourself a little one-bedroom flat or something, a little bungalow if you can. Put yourself down on council list, do something that get up that partnership. He might even turn around and say, I'll leave. I'm glad you brought it up. I've been really unhappy too. And I've just stayed because that's what you do. But it isn't what we do, is it? We're given one life. And I'd hate to think that you're just staying in a marriage because you feel you have to. Nobody has to do anything. And I'm sure your children would want you to be happy. So be honest and open with your partner, tell your children and move on. Dear Aunty Nelly, my best friend is now dating my ex. Oh, here we go. I'm absolutely fine with it, all right. Because although we got on great, there was no attraction there and it was over before it began. All right then, so it's like a bit of a, not really like an ex-ex, but like a bit of an ex. We didn't see our relationship going any further, so we split amicably. Soon after our breakup, he began dating my friend. Oh, did he now? Oh, did he? Right, okay, here we go. He's a nice person, she's a nice person, and I'm happy for them. Okay. However, she has now fallen out with me. Well, I think she has. Because whenever I ask to meet up, she always has an excuse, and I really have no clue what I've done wrong. I barely see or speak to her these days, and I miss her, so how do I get her my friend back? Oh, let me tell you now, darling. I've been right block a few times, up and down a few back streets, and fallen over a few wheelie bins. That did not happen. That split amicably. No, he was seeing your mate before you split. And she can't for the life of her fucking face you. She can't face you. You're absolutely fat. I'm right thirsty today. I feel like I've had gammon. I'm on fucking orange juice after orange juice. That has not come to an end just like that. It has, because you're absolutely fine with it, because I'm not right into you anyway, so. But the fact that the dynamics have changed with your best friend all of a sudden is because she can't fucking face you. Let me tell you, I would absolutely fucking put my mortgage on it that they were having a bit of slap and tickle before you actually made the decision to walk away. Let me tell you now. I'm telling you now, absolutely guaranteed. One thing I am good at is wisdom. And I will tell you now that you're not as old as me. I know these are anonymous, but I'm telling you now, that's the reason that she can't see you meet up or have the friendship that she had before with you, because she's been shagging your then current partner behind your fucking back, and she can't face you. She can't face you. So stop texting, stop ringing, stop asking. If she wants you, she'll come to you. You've done your bit now move on and maybe find a partner that you do want to be intimate with, that you do find attractive. But that's the reason. You've done fuck all wrong. When you're saying, I don't know what I've done wrong, you've done nothing wrong. It's them that have done wrong. He's happy as a pig in shit because he's not been fucking found out as a cheater. He's happy as a pig in shit. And she can't for the life face you. There you go. So how do I get my friend back? You don't want mates like that, darling. Keep them at arm's length. Let them be happy. Let them be happy. You don't need to see her. You don't need to speak to her. You've done your bit. She's not interested because she can't for the life of her face you. Let them fuck off and carry on. Dear Aunty Nelly, my brother has a new girlfriend and she spent Christmas at my parents'. Okay. He's older than me, but she's a couple of years younger than me. Oh, Christ, dear. I hate it when you put maths in your Dear Aunty Nellies. Carol Vorderman, I am not. Right, so your brother is older, got a bird, she's younger, and you're here. So you're in between their age, is that what you're saying? Right, okay, now then. And you're living at your mum and dad's and she come round for a day at Christmas. Right, we're on it now. Right, long story short, I'm glad you've put long story fucking short. She had my parents eating out of her hand and made me look like a right failure. Okay? She's everything they've ever wanted in me. She's got the career I want. She's confident. They've always rolled their eyes at me for being quiet. She went to university that I didn't get into. Afterwards, my parents kept mentioning how great she was. So I ended up drinking too much and ate very little and ended up screaming that they should all marry her then if they love her so much. Oh, They are all very angry with me. And eventually, when I did come out of my room, was told how I ruined Christmas and should apologise to my brother's girlfriend for my behaviour. But I don't want to apologise when I'm the one that's hurt. What do I do? So Christmas Day comes along, you've all pulled your crackers, you've got them fucking paper hats on your head that I can't keep on my head because I've got the head of a fucking size of a small village. They never fit on my bastard head. I have to put two on and fucking sellotape them anyway. And girlfriends come round and they've all met girlfriend and she's saying, oh yeah, I go to uni and you didn't get in. And yes, she's right confident and you're not because you're right quiet. You weren't right quiet when you've had a skinful though, have you? You know, and you decided not to have a starter on your Christmas dinner because you were just sat there seething. I can see this is a bit of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. You feel like a failure. She hasn't made you look like a failure. You feel like a failure. She's confident. She went to the uni you didn't get into and she's doing the job that you'd love to be doing. So what are you going to do about this? Because the only person that can change you feeling like a failure is you. You don't have to go to university to do your dream job. I mean, obviously, if you want to be a general practitioner or something, but let's strip it back. What is it that you do want to do? And what do you need to do what you want to do? So what about small goals? Because you can't be confident just because you've had 10 pints of fucking Guinness, love. Don't work like that. The fact that you're quiet, that's not a personality flaw. That's just you being you. That's part of you. You don't need to change you to make other people happy. And just because you're loud doesn't mean to say you're confident. So I would work on yourself. I think this will all go hand in hand. Your self-esteem, your self-worth, self-care will all build on your confidence. So don't think you're happy with your situation. You're living with your parents. Don't know whether you lived away and you moved back. You don't say, but you say, I'm currently living with parents. You feel like a failure. This child hasn't come into ice and sat down and pulled a cracker to make you look like a failure. It's you that needs to work on you. I absolutely would apologise to your brother's girlfriend if he's still courting with her and she's going to be part of the family, because that is not the impression that you want to give her anyway. You don't want her to think that you're a fucking crazy psycho. His sister's a right fucking mental. She went mental at Christmas table. You don't want that, do you? No. So maybe have that, do you know what? I'm really sorry about Christmas Day. I've been going through a lot lately. I'm going to do some self-care. I need to reassess my life. I'm having a really shitty day. You're a really nice girl. I hope we can, like, you know, have a second chance at starting again and getting to know each other, because I love my brother. You clearly care for him. And, you know, let's see how we go. That's number one. Number two, you apologise to your parents for bringing the drama on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, mums love Christmas Day and they want it to go like an M&S advert, don't they? They think they're living in a fucking John Lewis fucking catalogue. You spoilt Christmas. You may not have spoilt Christmas, but in their eyes you spoilt Christmas. You can't go back in time, if only we fucking could, but you can apologise for it. I know you're hurt, but you can still apologise for your actions. I'm really sorry about Christmas Day, Mum. I don't know what come over me. You know, it wasn't my intention and I'm sorry if I hurt you. I can't say it's not going to happen again, but I'm going to work on myself because I've realised that my outburst, I've obviously got some issues that I'm not dealing with well. So if your parent is anything like I parent or my mum parents, what is it, sweetheart? What is it that you're not feeling right about? Well, I'm not happy I'm living here. I love you and Dad, but I want my own place. I don't feel like at the minute that I'm doing right well. I feel a bit of a failure and I just felt like, you know, you loved her more than me. Just be honest and open, have that conversation. Your mum and dad are not going to tell you you're a failure. Nobody thinks you're a failure. The only person that thinks that is you. So when you're pushing yourself that down on the floor that you've nowhere to go, it's fight or flight. Fight or flight, and you've fought, haven't you? So you've got the passion there, so that's great. You've got something to start with. Start looking at what you want to do. How can you get out of this mindset of feeling like you're a total fuck up? Because you're not. I said this morning on my Instagram live, even on your worst days, Don't forget, they only last 24 hours. Tomorrow will be a better day. It's promised to nobody, but let's strive for that. And even on your bad days, there's no such thing as a bad day, because any day above ground is a good day. So start working on what do you want from your career? What do you want from your life? Make that apology. That's going to make you feel better. That will make you feel better. Apologise to your parents for how you behaved within their home. And apologise to your boyfriend's girlfriend. You know, and I'm sure they'll say, let's say no more about it. But if your parents know how you're feeling, they can help you. And I think one thing we don't do enough in life as adults is ask for help. And you know what? Nobody's got the shit together. Nobody. We're all winging it. Every single fucking one of us is winging it. Every one of us. And we hope for fucking best. So, yeah. Don't be angry. Get that frustration in the right places and start making leaps and bounds. Set yourself realistic goals, and by this time next year you'll be in a totally different place. Dear Aunty Nelly, my best friend has just gone through cancer treatment. My ears just popped. There we go. And she has needed a lot of support. I adore her, so that was totally fine until a couple of weeks ago when she got a spontaneous tattoo to symbolise the end of her treatment and being a survivor. Now she wants me to get a matching one. I tried to laugh it off, but she won't let it go. I don't want to upset her, but I really don't want a tattoo. I hate them. I always have. How do I explain that I am so proud of her and will always support her, but don't want a tattoo, thanks? Oh, that's a bit of a dicey one, isn't it? So, your lovely mate's gone through cancer treatment. She's come out the other end. She's rang the bell. And fingers crossed that, you know, her treatment's as it should be. And then she goes into remission in 5-7 years, whichever cancer it is. That's brilliant. You sound like you do adore her. You've been a brilliant friend and you've supported her all the way. She's had this tattoo done. She's had this cancer survivor tattoo done. And she wants you to get a matching one. She wants to symbolise that with her best friend. I get it on her side. However, you're not that into it. You've done enough in the sense of where you've been there for her. You have supported her. You're so proud of her. I'm sure you're very emotional at the fact that you've still got your friend and you've been through some scary times. If you don't want that tattoo, tell her. Just say, listen, I'm not getting a tattoo for you, Flower. They're not for me. I don't like them. So the tattoo you've got, I'll take a picture of it and I'll frame it. Or I'll get a little keyring made of your tattoo. Then I've got it on my keys. You've got it on your body. You can still do something that's matching and symbolising without having to get your body scarred. You don't ever feel like you have to do anything in this life if you don't want to. But have that conversation, give her the options and just say, listen, that tattoo you've had, I'm going to get it put on a keyring because I don't want a tattoo. And don't give the option of her then telling you. You tell her. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries. You know, you're still within your right to set your boundaries with anybody in your life. You don't need to be in a quandrum about what to do if somebody asks you to do something. If it's a firm no, then be firm and be no with it. But make that compromise. Get a picture in a frame, then every time you look at it, you know it's for each other. Get a little key ring, then every time you put in your key at the door, you see it. Do something that you're saying, I'm still here, I still love you, I still support you, but I'm not willing to do that. I mean, it's like the Meatloaf song, isn't it? It's like the Meatloaf song, you know, but I won't do that. Maybe it was a matching tattoo with his mate who'd gone through cancer treatment he was singing about, because we'll never know. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't say to her, well, you know, I'm thinking that, you know, and just say, listen, I'm not having a tattoo. I think yours is great and I'm so proud of you. But what I'm going to do is that tattoo you've had done is get it on a keyring. End of. Don't give the option, don't have the conversation. She's on cloud 9 at the moment and good for her, so she should be. And she might not be thinking. But don't you get yourself in a situation where you're not comfortable, because none of us ever should. And I think if there's one thing we need to learn in our New Year's resolution, is to say no more and to be honest about what we want and what we don't want, and be strong with it. Be strong with it. This is your life to live. It's your body, your choice. Dear Aunty Nelly, I've been with my boyfriend over a year now and we've had ups and downs like any other couple. My best friend, who happens to be male, and has suddenly become an issue. Oh, here we go. It's getting a bit juicy now. He has had a thing for me in the past and has asked me out before when I was once single. Okay. And I had to lay to it. Oh, right, okay, I've read that wrong. It's made very focal, bifocal. I'm on an old prescription. I'm waiting for my new prescription. I've got early onset cataracts, so I'm struggling. Hang on. Right, okay, so you're with your boyfriend, everything's alright, you've had your ups and downs, been together over a year, fine. You've got a best mate who's a man, and he's suddenly become an issue. In the past, he's had a thing for you, and he did ask you out when you were single, but you said, listen, I value our friendship too much to sacrifice it, and I don't want to go out with you. But he sees any chance to see me, text me, make sure I'm okay and call me. Anything he will do to be in contact. But I'm not sure if this is him still liking me or just being a friend. What shall I do? Well, if he is your best friend, ask him. Just say, listen, do you remember that time when you asked me to be a girlfriend and I said, no, because I'd hate for us. I don't want to lose a best friend because you are my best friend in all the world and I love you. And if anything goes wrong in a then relationship, I don't want to lose you. So I just want to stay friends. You are my best friend. Well, am I being daft? But, you know, you ringing me all the time and texting me. And what else does he do? Text you, make sure you're okay. Oh, bless him. It sounds like he just really cares for you. So is it because you really care for me, or is it because, like, you know, just am I just being stupid? It's just that you never used to be this, like, bothered, and now you're all over me. What is there something that I don't know about? Just have that conversation. If you can't have an honest conversation like that with your best mate, then they're not your best mate. He's just a mate. And then he's like overstepping boundaries. Maybe if he texts you in the morning, don't text back till afternoon. If he rings you, miss his call. If he's like calling round all the time, don't answer the door. You know, sort of like sometimes you've got to be a bit softly catchy monkey. Sometimes people don't get it. And you've got to, like, let them get it on their own back. Or just say, listen, what are you texting me all the time for? I'm fine. You know, I'm very sledgehammer approach, but that don't work. May not work for you and it may not work for them if they're sensitive. Do you know what I mean? So know your audience. But I'd certainly have that conversation and say, what are you ringing me all the time for? I'm absolutely fine. Are you all right? I'm busy with boyfriend. You know, you're just disturbing me. I'm just getting my stockings on. We're about to do a bit of, you know, kind of make him aware that you're all right. But if you do feel that he stepped up his game because he wants to get back in the, I'm trying to be romantic with you, then he knows you've got a boyfriend, you've put him clear in the past, then it's not someone you want around you because it's weird. Because it's weird. If he can't let go and know that it's only friendship and he's still holding like his hands in a prayer emoji, waiting for the day that you turn around and say, go on then, I'll be your girlfriend, then it's not fair to him and it's not fair to you, is it? So I'd have that conversation. That's what you do. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have been using dating apps, okay? I'm no longer using dating apps because I think they are absolutely horrific. There's every chance I'll be back on Tinder next week. Don't listen to me. Anything I do say is purely for entertainment purposes as well as the advice. Moving on. I use dating apps and I have spotted, oh, here we go, a friend's current boyfriend on it. They may have only just made the profile as it's all recent pics. And he's even said that the lady on the pics is his sister when I know it's his girlfriend. She's not that much of a good friend, but we do know each other. I don't know whether to mention it to her or not. What would you do? Oh my God, have you seen him? Have you matched with him? Oh my God, I would go and tell him. I wouldn't tell her, I'd tell him. I'd see where he filled his car. This is a bit weird to me, but where does he go and fill his car up with diesel or petrol? Where does he do his shopping? Do you actually bump into him? I'd be going, you'll never guess, or a private messaging through his social media platforms. I say, you'll never bloody guess that somebody is using your profile. There's a catfish here, there's a fake profile. They're using that. Do you want me to report it? Or I've reported it. Just letting you know, this is what I would do, right? So I've thought about it now. So it's popped up and I've seen it. And I know that can't be him, because in my world, that doesn't happen. I know that can't be him. It's a fake profile, because I know that he's got a girlfriend, because I know his girlfriend. So I would be reporting that as a fake profile. Then I'd be messaging him and saying, hey, guess what? Colin. I don't know what name he's called. Hey, Colin, hope you don't mind, but guess what? I've just seen your profile on... And I've reported it as a fake, the bloody cheeky bastards. They were even saying that Linda, let's say she's called Linda, was your bloody sister. Anyway, I've reported it, Flower, but here's a screenshot of it, just in case you want to take it further. Hope you're all okay. P.S. Happy New Year. That's it then. So I wouldn't go up to her and say, oh, you're Colin's on Tinder. No, I'd go to him, but I would report it, be the innocent party, report it as that's a fake profile, that, because I know he's got a bird, because I know his bird. Leave it at that. And then I'd tell him, I'd say, bloody hell, Colin, I'm screenshotting this, but don't worry about it, Flower. I've reported it for you, because I know it's fake, because you're going out with Linda, aren't you? And that cheeky bastard is telling people Linda's his bloody sister. Anyway, I've reported it, sweetheart, but here it is, just in case you want to take it further. Happy New Year! That's what I'd do. Dear Aunty Nelly, I am a musician. Why am I saying name Colin? I know why, because somebody's asked me to do a review on the difference between Colin the Caterpillar and is it Cuthbert? Is there a Cuthbert? Why is that in my head? Is it because of Colin Caterpillar? Colin the Caterpillar and Cuthbert the... I've been asked to do a review on difference on them, but I can't because they're not vegan. They've got eggs and milk in, and I can't eat anything with eggs and milk because I have violent diarrhoea. So I'm not vegan because... No, that's not right what you're going to say next. Think about it. I do care about the planet, and I have a lot of plant-based meals, and I do have a lot of meat-free days, but I can't have eggs and milk. Can't have it. Can't have anything with eggs and milk in. It's not good for me. I've got an intolerance. So I'm wondering if I'm thinking at name Colin, because I've been umming and ahhing about Colin and Cuthbert, whoever the fuck Cuthbert is. Is there not a female version of Colin the Caterpillar? Have I dreamt that? Have I dreamt that? Is there not? I'm sure I've seen a caterpillar that's a lady. Is it a ladybug? A ladybird? What do you call them things? Wait, it's ladybird. I must have fucking dreamt it. I'm thinking, do you know what? I started walking again every day. This is what I did when I lost my 6 stone. In the January, I started walking. By the March, I were in the gym. So I started walking and I've cut down on my portion sizes. It's a start, and it's a fucking start, because I'm feeling so unhealthy. I'm back up to 20 stone. I was 22.5 stone when I was biggest. Size 28. I'm a size 24. I'm so unhealthy. So I started walking, cut down my portions. Don't believe in the D word, diets. I'm just making healthier choices. So I'm eating less and moving more, which I stand by. That's what works for me anyway. And maybe I'm saying Colin because I'm thinking of Colin the Caterpillar, and maybe it's because I want cake. Probably is because I want cake. I have no cake in the house. If I had cake in the house, it'd be temptation. Temptation with me, it's temptation. And it's that, well, I can because I've been good all week, so I can have a takeaway on Saturday. No, I couldn't when I lost my 6 stone. No, Aunty Nelly, you didn't, did you? No, you're not doing it now. You're not doing it now. I remember the first piece of bread I had. I started in the January, started going to the gym in the May. No, March. I think at the end of May, I had a butty bean and a sandwich. That was the first piece of bread I had, if you will, Oh, it were good. I'll never forget it to this day. It were right fucking good. Anyway, I've been looking at all my old pictures this morning of when I smashed it and I was 6 stone lighter, and I'm like, do you know what, Nelly? You're 3 years older now and you put 3.5 stone back on in lockdown, but you've got this and you can do this. You've done it before, you'll do it again. Because when you know how good it feels to be healthy, that's what I want again, because I don't feel right healthy. I feel shit, sluggish, tired, bloated, my skin's dry, I've got vaginal dryness, my periods are all over the place, perimenopause is not being kind to me, I've got mood swings, sugar cravings are through fucking roof. So, anyway, this is not about me, is it? It's about you. Moving on. Moving on. So it's like a fucking video diary, isn't it? Dear Aunty Nelly, I am a musician. And I play live. The only problem is that my boyfriend never comes to watch me perform. And it makes me feel like he doesn't support my career. We've been together for over 16 months now. And I'm tired of asking him to come, only to be disappointed when he doesn't turn up. It really, really interferes with the way I play because I'm always waiting for him to walk through the door. What should I do? Oh my God, darling. You imagine being on stage with a violin. It might not be a violin, it might be a fucking oboe or a saxophone, or she could be a singer, but she says, I'm saying she says, could be a him because they're anonymous. Could be drummer, could be a drummer, could be like a Tommy Lee. Right, or a Dave Grohl, who knows. 16 months you've been asking this partner to come and watch you play, wherever it is you play. And the fact that you're waiting for him to come through the door, are they sort of saying, yeah, I'll see if I can make it, I'll try. Right, well, I'm telling you now, Flower, you didn't come tonight while I were up on that fucking stage with my fucking spoons and triangle. Don't fucking bother coming again, because you're interrupting my creative entertainment, because I'm forever waiting for you to walk through that door, so don't fucking bother. You're either coming or you're not. 16 months you can't support my career. You can't rock up one night out of 16 months. What is it they're scared of? Are they scared of they got social anxiety? I'd be asking them fucking all sorts of me, saying, do you not like where I play? Do you not like what I do? Do you think the music's shit? Just tell me, just be honest and open. But, you know, whatever it is you're doing, if you were doing Tough Mudder or fucking running through the streets, marathon, or whatever, I'd be still at sidelines championing you, because the person I want as a partner is going to be my biggest cheerleader, as I am with them. I'd be their biggest cheerleader, no matter what it is. I'd be there going, go on, woo! If they can't do that, they're not for you. They're not for you. And I know it sounds a bit shit of me saying that, because not everything's for everybody. It's about compromise. But if he really or she really is not going to come and watch, then they need to say, I'll go out with you and I love you and I care for you, but I'll never come and watch you strum your guitar. It's just not my bag. Then at least you fucking know, don't you? Then at least you can turn around and say, well, that's fine then. You know, they love me and everything, but they don't come and watch me play. But that's not because they don't love me, it's just not their thing. That's up to you then. But they need to get a backbone and let you know. They need to let you fucking know, and they're not doing, you're in limbo. And that's not nice, is it? Have that conversation and say, are you ever going to fucking come? Are you? If you're not, just say no, it's not a problem. Just fucking tell me. Dear Aunty Nelly, this is more of a confession than a question. Oh, confessions. I asked my mum this morning if she'd been in confession box. She was horrified. Horrified, like as if like she'd have to. She was horrified. If I went in confession, well, I wouldn't go in church. I think if I walked in a church and set on fire. But if I went to the confession box, you can write the year off, I think. I'd be there all year. I don't think there's enough Hail Marys or Our Fathers for me to come out that confession box. I'll be sat there forever. This is more of a confession than a question. In fact, let me tell you something really funny before I read this one. My last confession was three? It were a couple of weeks before I got married, because I got married at Roman Catholic Church to make mum happy. But you had to go to confession, you had to go to church regularly, and you had to go to confession. And I remember going in and saying, bless me, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and shut it door. And then it was Father Rigby at the time. No, it was Father Christie. It was Father Christie. Father Christie said, Antonella, is that you? And I said, yes, Father Christie, it is. Now, apparently they're not supposed to acknowledge if they know who it is. But anyway, he did. And then he said to me, my child, have you had any impure thoughts? And I'll never forget it as long as I live. And if I wrote a book, it'd be in. And I said, yes, Father. And he said, and what are those? And I said, my impure thoughts have always been the same, Father. And he said, and what are they? He's like, really like fucking wanting to know what my impure thoughts were. That's a bit weird, Father Christie. And I went, it will always be the same as well, Father. I'm a 19-year-old, because I got married at 19. Well, maybe 8. Yeah, no, I was 19, because it was a March. I was 19, and I got married in the June. So, yeah, it'd be about fresh 19. And he went, and what are they, Antonella? And I said, George Michael in Careless Whisper. I said, I always get impure thoughts, Father, at George Michael in Careless Whisper. I said, it's the saxophone. I said, and that rope. And he went, that's 10 Hail Marys, Antonella. Anything else? And I went, no, thanks, Father Christie. That was that. So Father Christie knew that I had impure thoughts, even at 19-year-old, over George Michael in Careless Whisper with saxophone and rope. And even when it comes on radio now, I have to steady myself and go, oh, you know when you hit saxophone, I'm like, oh dear God in heaven. Oh, George. So yeah, so anyway, moving on. This is more of a confession than a question. George Michael and Careless Whisper. We used Lady Diana Blowwave, because he did, didn't he? He had Lady Diana's, but I think we might have that same hairdresser. But George Michael and Careless Whisper always did it for me when he's holding on to that rope. Tonight the music thing. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, George. Oh, he should be handed around, shouldn't it, to ladies who are on perimenopause, who've got vaginal dryness. This is more of a question than a question. Let's move on. But I've been on a dating app a lot recently. Ooh, and I haven't updated my picture for a while. All right. I met up with someone and I could tell that they were surprised on how I looked in the flesh rather than online. What do you mean? So what's the deal, Nelly? Oh, right, okay. How many years old can a picture be before you must take a new one for your profile? How much weight do you need to have lost or gained, and how drastic the haircut? Well, that's the fucking catfish if ever I've heard one. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if I went on Tinder and I used all my photos from when I'd lost 6 stone and then start chatting to someone and I rock up on a car park, we're going for a coffee or a drink, and I get out of a car like this, they're going to be disappointed, because I would be. Because I'm going out with that person on that picture and you've rocked up fucking 6 stone heavier. What the fuck's going on here like? Do you know what I mean? No. Try and use your bedside. Get a friend maybe to take a picture of you. Maybe put a clean shirt on. You know, don't be holding a big fucking fish. I don't understand them. I would never swipe on anybody that is holding a big fish. Nothing against fishermen, it just makes me a bit sick. If you're wearing a big fucking gold chain and you think you're fucking DJ Grinder, take it off. Don't have all them sovereign rings on. Make sure that you're smiling. Don't be looking down, it's all about the angles. Be honest, just be honest. If that's what you look like, that's what you look like. But don't be thinking, you know, that people are not going to be disappointed if you're showing them pictures from 1983 when you used to play fucking football in Sunday League and you had a 6-pack and, you know, you were chiselled and you were in your prime, and now you're rocking up and you've got enough fucking beer bellies to match mine and you've lost your hair. Your hair's run away from you. It's not fair, is it? Just be confident in what you look like. Be confident. That's who you look like. And then you look like you. And they'll like you for you. And that might mean that that person might go, I'm really sorry, but you're not what I thought. Well, you don't want to be with somebody who's shallow, really, do you? You want somebody to get to know you. But don't start off on wrong foot like what else? Because I'd be thinking, What else is he fucking lying about, this fucking cunt who's just rocked up that don't look nice like his fucking pictures? Don't be using filters. Don't be editing. Don't be photoshopping. The right people will swipe on you because they like the look of you, they like the sound of you, they'll get to know you. And then there's not a big surprise. I once met a fella and he got out at car and I thought he was stood in a hole because he told me he was 5'10", so I thought, well, I'll try someone same height as me because I don't want someone shorter because I don't want to be like Mop and fucking Bucket. And when you've had an hard day at work and you come home and you want a cuddle, I don't want to reach down for a hug, I want to be embraced and reached up. Does that make sense? Thought he was stood in a fucking hole. I was getting closer to him. He was 5'4", and I just said, why didn't you tell me I'm 5'10"? I said, are you 5'10"? I said, I'm fucking 5'10". I remember kicking my sandals off and being barefoot on fucking car park on gravel. I was fuming. And I said, I'm 5'10". There's not a fucking cat in hell's chance you're a fucking 5'10". You're 5'4" on a fucking good day. Well, I thought I was 5'10". I said, well, you need to go and get yourself fucking arrested because they'll fucking tell you how tall you are. Now, fuck off. I was fuming. I'd put my best foundation on, my best perfume, wasted my fucking diesel on someone that couldn't even fucking reach up to me. But like having a 3-year-old going, Mummy, can I have a hug? Fuck off. But if you'd have said to me, but I'm only 5'4", then that's up to me, isn't it? Do you know, to make that decision and go, do you know what? They're all saying lying down. Do you know what? Because they are, aren't they? Everyone's saying lying down. But I know what I want, and it's not fair to deceive people. So if you're already deceiving me by them few inches, in height, to me it matters. Anywhere else we can put up with that. We can, you know, we've got ways around it. But what else are you lying about? And why are you not confident in yourself? Because there's nothing sexier than confidence. And if you haven't got the confidence to show yourself who you really are today, it's like me. I can't put a fucking filter on because your bastard know. This is what I fucking look like. I'm makeup free. Oh, I forgot. I put a clip in my hair before. I were going to pull it down, but there you go. That's what I look like. I can't then start fucking Tindering, fucking catfishing myself, can I? Because I go, she don't fucking look like that. Go and watch her YouTube videos. Let me tell you. That is a fucking filter. You'll either like me or they won't. And if they don't, that's fine. Because I'm not for everybody, am I? No, but they're not for me either. So just be honest with yourself. That is the fucking deal. You're setting up a profile today. Your most recent pics, I would say, October. Let's go to October being the cut-off. October, November, December, 3 months. I mean, unless something horrific has happened, you're going to look quite similar to you did in October, aren't you? Right? Use some good pictures, like one of you smiling, one of you doing something, maybe you've got a hobby or something, not fucking holding a big fish and not fucking bare-chested, not wearing the full fucking H. Samuel's fucking window. Nobody wants to know that you own everything in the Elizabeth Duke department. We're not interested. Maybe you doing some cooking or whatever, running, whatever. But a photo that shows who you are, what you look like, full length is brilliant. Maybe one of you running or walking, you love your dog, maybe your dog. Don't put your kids on your photo. And do you know what else don't do on a dating profile? Because it's fucking weird. Do you know what is really fucking weird? Got 2 children and they're my world. Well, no, we know that. Then your kids should be your world. They should be. But you don't need to put that in your profile and you don't need to see them. Because you don't know who's getting very excited over pictures of children. So keep children off your profile because there's some fucking weirdos on dating apps, me being one of them. If I see somebody holding a fish or they've got a gold chain on, they're gone. You know, but just be you and just be honest. So, do you know what I mean? 3 months ago, I'd say, up to October. If you've no fresh images, text them. Everyone's got a fucking camera on the fucking phone. You know, make a bit, like, comb your hair or something. Put a shirt on and just... And if that's the best one you've got, that's fine. I ain't saying go and have a fucking Vogue photo shoot up at fucking Halo, but just be you. And then when you do get out that car, or you do a FaceTime, I do a FaceTime now, because you can fuck off if I'm putting my best foundation on my best perfume, and you get out the car, and you're fucking 5'4", you can go and fuck yourself. Not a chance. One of the questions I ask are, have you got any children? Do you do drugs? are you an alcoholic and do you wear Crocs? That to me is like, if you wear Crocs, we won't get on. If you've got an alcohol problem, no thank you. Do you do that party powder? Not for me. Absolutely not. And if you do children and you say to me, yeah, I've got 2 kids and one's 18 months and one's 2, no thank you, because you're busy being a parent. I'm still a parent to my daughter, she's 27, but I'm not as much of a parent now. My weekends are my own, I can get up and go as I please. But if you've got babies, I know I can't and don't want to slit into your pattern. I don't want to be sat there waiting until you haven't got your kids, and I don't want to be that person that's all dressed up, ready to go out, then want their kids to be rushed to hospital because they've got colic and they're not well or whatever, because your kids will always come first no matter what, but I ain't not being a priority to no fucker. So that's an important thing as well. Anyway, that's far more advice that I need to give on how old your profile picture should be. I hope you've enjoyed, and that's probably why I am single as well. Thank you. Yes. Before the trolls jump on and say it's no wonder you're single because you look like that, you've got a clip in your hair, your eyes are swollen. I know they're a bit swollen here today, but I'm working on my skin. It's not been well over Christmas and New Year. I'm doing the calm and restore technique. And I am morbidly obese. Yeah, I know. But then I also have a tick list, and if you don't tick that list, well, you're not even in any sort of competition. There's no competition because I'm on no dating apps. Nobody texts me. Nobody's saying good morning to me. Nobody's asking who I am. I am single. And do you know what? That's fine with me. Thank you for watching today's Sunday service. If you do have any Dear Aunty Nelly's Anonymous, please write into the page, whether it's Sunday service or night time with Nelly. I hope you've enjoyed this live as much as I have. Any advice I have given on today's show has been purely for entertainment purposes. Don't fall for the scammers. Don't believe I'm giving away competitions, gifts or prizes. It's not happening. And this is the only page you need to follow. See you soon, everybody. Take care. And I think I'll be seeing you Wednesday night for night time with Nelly. Take care, flower pots. Love you all and a very happy new year.